All right, Shalom. I want to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Waha Rakah Kwadash, which in the ancient Hebrew tongue would be the correct names of the Heavenly Father, His beloved Son, and the Holy Spirit. I also would like to give double honors to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much due honors and respect to the sincere brethren out there. There's also laboring in His work. And as always, I want to say Shalom to the believers, the Akim as well as the Aquat, which will be you brothers along with the sisters that subscribe to this truth as well. So yeah, I just wanted to go into another quick lesson, pretty much continuing in the spirit and theme of prophecy. That's the time we in. We are very much indeed in the time of Bible prophecy, where the things written and foretold by the Holy Scriptures is now upon us. And what you're witnessing right now is the rise and fall of Esau, the so-called white man, which will be an epic collapse beyond biblical proportion, which is going to be manifested in the form of World War III. All right, when World War III has ran its course and reached its climax, when the smoke clear and the dust settle, this place America is going to be left totally desolate, man, in all effort to overthrow the wicked that the Bible speaks of, which will be none other than Esau, the so-called white man, and bringing an end to this reign of terror, this current system, the beast system, which could be considered a dynasty, man, and the fact that this man seized control of the planet Earth, the resources of the entire planet, all right? This man has an embassy and a military base throughout the planet Earth, cementing his rulership, okay? But now we're in a time where this man is on a downward spiral, okay? This kingdom, this current system is dwindling. And again, this was all foretold, in Bible prophecy, which we're going to get right into it. Starting off right here in the book of Job, the 20th chapter, which, by the way, Job was a prophet. And what we're about to read right here is Bible prophecy, man, all right, concerning the times that we're in right now. So this is Job, the 20th chapter, in the 22nd verse. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Yeah, and this is dealing with the so-called white man, and him reaching his climax, all right, if you will. And in this time, he will be in straits. When you go into that word straits, it translates to distress, or difficulty, meaning his plans is not going to go accordingly, all right? Whereas in times past, everything this man put his mind to, it went smooth. When you look at this thing from a big picture point of view, for an example, when this man came over here and took down the natives, established himself as a world power, all right? Well, along the way, he had a couple of hiccups, for an example, Vietnam, okay, which that man lost that war, as well as, other different skirmishes. But in the grand scheme of things, his plans went accordingly, man, all right? Whereas now, what his crowning achievement would be to establish his new world order, he's in straits, all right? Which brings me to an article I wanted to share real quick. Now, this particular article right here came out as of a couple of hours ago, but this news actually broke as early as yesterday, all right? So it reads, as U.S. death toll soars, Trump accuses WHO, which is an acronym for World Health Organization, of coronavirus cover-up, see, and suspends funding. Yes, so Trump has just suspended funding for this World Health Organization. Now, why is this pertinent, if you will, to the whole idea of the so-called white man being in straits? Is because if you remember when this whole coronavirus outbreak first broke, the World Health Organization pretty much contributed, to pushing out that phobia, that fear, all right? And it was seen to me that this World Health Organization would have been the perfect way to help bring about those vaccines, and ultimately smooth and pave the way for the mandating of the microchip. All right? But now you got Trump, who in a fit of rage when you read the article, which we're not going to read the article, but pretty much he's pointing fingers at the World Health Organization, man. And he's blaming them for a cover-up. And it's all in relation of these numbers, you know, these shoddy numbers. Remember when these devils came out and they anticipated anywhere from 100,000 to up to 240,000 deaths due to this coronavirus. But now you have Trump and his cabinet coming out saying, hey, it was a miscalculation. We only anticipating 60,000 now. And the reason being is because these Americans is waking up, man. You actually got people riding around to these hospitals and filming, you know, and they upload these videos, which, by the way, YouTube is taking down videos of anyone out there who's going to these hospitals, man. See? But the point is, the average American, as docile as these Americans are, they waking up to this whole hoax, man. All right? Because if you're anticipating, you know, this many deaths, you reporting so many deaths. In fact, according to these statistics, America in the death toll due to the coronavirus outnumbers any other country out there. All right? Yet when you go to these hospitals, they empty. There's no activity. So everybody is waking up to these devils. But guess what? That's Bible prophecy. The scriptures tell you how the Lord is going to make Esau bare, man. And it's going to uncover in his nakedness, uncover him, and his nakedness is going to be shown. See? So that's why, again, when you read right here in Job, the 20th chapter, in the 22nd verse, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Now let's look up the definition of this word straits real quick. So yeah, the Hebrew word that would be yashah, which says to bind, be distressed. See? Be distressed. So when the scripture saying the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, that pretty much translates to, in the climax, if you will, of this man's reign of terror, he's going to be distressed. Meaning what? Yahweh Shem Shah is frustrating his plans. See? So when you go back here to the book of Job, the 20th chapter, in the 22nd verse, again it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Yeah, and we just looked up the Hebrew word there for straits, and the definition would be distress. All right? So now you might say, well, this could be, you know, a test run, you know, and with all tests, you're going to have trial and error, and this is why it appears that the so-called white man is dropping the ball, if you will, and that could be very well the case, man. But me personally, I believe that this man is all in, you know, especially when you consider how we are in unprecedented times, man. You actually have stores and restaurants shut down. You know, entire cities is shut down. Schools, you know, these different arenas and forums. You have the NBA and the NFL, which, by the way, you have certain NFL players who are not being paid, man. See that? So with that, when you consider how these devils go about their business, they seize the opportunity. You know, they seize the moment. Whenever there's an opportunity, they're going to pounce on it. And if you don't believe me, let's hear it from the devil's mouth himself, man. This is a direct quote right here. It says, but this present window of opportunity, see, but this present window of opportunity during which a truly peaceful and interdependent world order might be built would not be here for too long. Yeah, meaning these devils feel a certain sense of urgency. And they know that they're not going to have these opportunities for too long, man. Thus fulfilling the prophecy spoken of in the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse. How this devil is eventually going to come down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. See? Again, it says, but this present window of opportunity during which a truly peaceful and interdependent world order might be built would not be here for too long. See that? So the mindset of these elites is to seize the moment, you know, to take advantage of whatever opportunity presents itself. See? It says, already there are powerful forces at work that threaten to destroy all of our hopes. See? And those powerful forces that are at work is in the form of the prophets, man. All right? That's why it tells you in the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, how the Lord is going to consume these devils with the spirit of his mouth. And what's the spirit of his mouth? The prophets. We will be the mouthpiece of Yahweh Shai. See? It says, already there are powerful forces at work that threaten to destroy all of our hopes and efforts to erect an enduring structure of global cooperation, which translates to what? The New World Order. All right? So these devils is all about, pouncing on whatever opportunity presents itself. So yeah, this could be a test run, But again, me personally, I believe that these devils is all in. Why? Because they all about seizing, the moment and taking advantage of whatever opportunity presents itself. And guess what? That's actually scriptural. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 12th chapter, in the 16th verse. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, but if he find opportunity, we just read a direct quote, from one of the top bankers, all right, expressing how they seize the moment, and take advantage of whatever opportunity that presents itself. Well, the scriptures is reiterating that, man. See, it says, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood, all right? But as it were, we understand, according to the prophecies, this man will not crown his enterprise a success. Which brings me to the book of Job, the 18th chapter, starting at the 5th verse. It says, the light of the wicked shall be put out. And this is concerning his understanding. There was a time where this man, had everything figured out, man. Everything he laid out and planned went right on schedule. All right? But now that light is being put out. You can see through this man. He's fumbling. He's dropping the ball. See? It says, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened. See, let's read this again. The steps of his strength shall be straightened. Those steps symbolizes his plans. And again, we looked up the definition of that word straighten. Pretty much translates to a level of difficulty, man. Being in distress. His plans is being frustrated. And not only by the prophets, but as well as, other Edomites, man. Average Americans out there that's questioning, this whole coronavirus outbreak, which the scriptures prophesy about that as well, concerning the fact that the Lord is going to cause his own tongue to fall upon him. See? It says, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Meaning everything he throw out there, everything he present to you is now backfiring, man. Case in point, where this man have to backtrack, the statement he made, anticipating 100,000 to over 240,000 deaths due to the coronavirus. That's a form of his own counsel casting him down. Everything he push out there and promote through his media is pretty much coming back to hunt him. See? Again, and his own counsel shall cast him down. See? For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The gin shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground. What does it mean when they say the snare is laid for him in the ground? That's dealing with those missiles, man. Because for the most part, those silos are in the ground. Now, you do have certain missiles that can be shot from carriers and certain ships, but overall, those silos are in the ground. Again, it says, the snare is laid for him in the ground. See? And a trap for him is in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Meaning what? This man is being taken out of his comfort zone. When you are driven to your feet, that means you're not comfortable. When you're comfortable, you lay back on the sofa, with a damn remote. But if you hear somebody kick in the door, you're going to jump to your feet. See? Again, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. See? His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. Yeah, meaning Yahweh Shem Shah has already prepared this man's demise, his destruction. Verse 13, it shall devour the strength of his own skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle. Yeah, this man is not confident, you know. Although they present Trump to you, which is he's nothing more than a puppet for these elites, you know, they thrust him out into the public's eye with this "Make America Great Again," you know, rhetoric. All right, and pretty much an effort to quiet the grumblings. But behind the scenes, man, Esau, his word is sick. See, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and this shall bring him to the king of terrors. Yeah, meaning Yahweh Shema Shah. See, verse 15, it shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. Yeah, and that's going to come in the form of World War III. His root shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. Yeah, and that's dealing with these different nations severing ties with America. And you see that now. A lot of these nations is resorting to different currency. You know, they're abandoning the American dollar. That's what it means when above shall his branch be cut off. All right? This man branching out to these other nations where those relationships is being compromised as we speak. You know? Verse 17, his remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the streets. He shall be driven from light into darkness. Let's read this again. He shall be driven from light into darkness, meaning again, the Lord is taking the knowledge and wisdom and understanding away from these devils, man. All right, again, the scriptures tell you how the Lord is going to destroy the wisdom from out of teeming. All right? He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. Yeah, and this proves that Esau is going to be cut off. They're going to be totally exterminated, thus fulfilling the prophecy spoken of in the book of Obadiah, the 18th verse. See? It says, they that come after him shall be astonished at his day, which that's dealing with in the kingdom. You know, after this place is overthrown, we're going to be, you know, established after this kingdom. That's why when you read 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, in the 9th verse, it tells you how Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. See? They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, meaning we're going to tell stories of Esau to our children and their children's children, you know, and we're going to convey the point that, look, this so-called white man is an example of how not to be. In this place, America, which is going to be a desert land inhabited by, you know, vultures and hawks and screeching owls, it's going to be left for a memorial, man. You know, and a reminder of those who come up against Yahweh Shem Shah. See, they that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked. Yeah, it's dealing with the so-called white man. This is the fate of Esau right here we read. See? Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High Yahweh Shem Shah. So yeah, I just want to touch on that, Lord willing. It was edifying. Till the next time I say shalom.